Sport tonight, more from the Southland boxing champs. First up, Caroline versus Farrant in the Elite Open 69 kg semi-final, followed by Derek versus Gillespie in the Cadet Open 48 kg semi-final. We join the action in the first round. Your commentators are Tom Conroy and Boxing New Zealand President Tom O'Connor.
Will be as to who's in the lead, but a fairly even first round in my eyes.
Yes, as I said initially, Steve Farrant I do know very well. I've seen him box many times. I don't know Ricky Caroline. He's from Dunedin, but I have not seen him box before.
Just reminding you, Ricky Caroline, of course, in the red corner, Steve in blue. Steve Farrant in blue. It's good to start the card with a couple of physically evenly matched boxers.
Yes, they are, aren't they, Tom? They're ideal height and a similar range for their punches. The referee, I might say, is Ross Stubley from Christchurch. Very experienced referee.
And plaudits to the Southland boxing fans too. They've turned out in numbers here today. You'd be in excess of 400, Tom. You have to be happy with that.
Yes, indeed. Very happy, Tom. I would say by the time everybody gets in the door, we'll be close to 500. I believe all the seats are taken already, and that catered for about 400. So we've got an excellent crowd, probably one of the best ever.
Just reminding you too, this is a semi-final, so we'll see the winner of this later in the program.
Yes, yes. We were lucky at one stage in one of the divisions making up the draw. We had one boxer who may have had to have 3 fights, but it was found one of the boxers was entered in the wrong division. At 3 fights, it's not illegal, but it's certainly undesirable, and a big effort on the boxer to whom it may have applied. But we haven't got to worry about that anymore.
Nope, it's good contest to start our program with, and very hard to separate these two. They're certainly very busy boxers. I expect this crowd to work into a frenzy, as they always do.
Oh yes, yes they sure will. As I say, I have not seen Caroline, or Caroline I should say, box previously, but I would be interested. This is by no means his first bout. He looks to know what he's about.
Certainly does. Good defence, I've noticed. It's not Farrant's going to be trouble scoring through those through the guard. It's still late into the bout in the middle of the third round. Plenty of power still shown by both boxers, so well prepared for these championships.
Yes, and again I refer to Steve Farrant. He won't lack fitness. Excuse me. He won't lack fitness. He's had several fights already this season.
Really, I think both boxers not knowing the scores. The corners don't know the scores, do they, Tom?
So no, they don't. No, they have no idea how it's going at all. As I say, just from their own observation, Tom, and so they can't say. Well, they can say with their own observations, say, look, you're a bit behind, or I think you're behind, or you could be in front, but I don't think they'll be too generous in their remarks to the boxer.
It'll be a bold corner to be confident about being ahead in this bout, because
yes.
Perhaps Caroline in the red are the more aggressive of the two in terms of attack, but both very tidy exponents of the sport.
Caroline just been cautioned by the referee for hitting around the kidney area.
And the final few seconds of the bout, and both boxers upping the activity, hoping to tip the result in their favour. We'll have to go to the judges and find out. And the winner, Steve Farrant, in the blue corner, indeed the winner by unanimous points. About 4 on the card. The Cadet Open 48 kg semi-final is between Shay Darrick in the red corner and Corbin Gillespie in the blue.
Yeah, these two, I think they've met before, Tom, but Che Derrick is certainly from Dunedin, from the New Zealand Fight and Fitness Gymnasium, and Corbin Gillespie, of course, is from Timaru. I do recall seeing Corbin Gillespie compete in Dunedin, and he's not a bad little boxer.
And given their division, 3 by 1.5 minute round, so
yes, Tom. Yeah.
Expect a lot of activity in a short space of time. And these are wee fellas, they're just above the top rope.
Yes.
48 kg. It's great to see them taking up the sport early, though.
Yes, it is good, and it's good to see that for their own benefit, individually, taking up the sport of boxing, the art of self-defence, and encourages their self-discipline.
You start early, you learn your ring craft early, so when you progress through the grades, this experience will be invaluable.
Yes, yeah, too right.
Good to hear the crowd supporting both boxers, all the boxers tonight. There's good travelling contingent. So, if you just joined us, reminding you that there are no in-between round scores for you. Back to the card system, so it'll be the judge's judgment versus our assessment as to how they're progressing. This is a very even bout, though. They're both
it is even
putting a lot into it, yeah, and I would say this is going to be a very difficult one for the men in the ringside. It's maybe a little bit of a fall, Tom. I don't know whether it was just a clean punch.
Just a wee bit of a heave-ho, I think.
Yeah.
Yes.
Looks spectacular. Bounces up, though. Does Derrick, and they keep going. Explaining the rule about punching with the front of the fist. Good to see that they obviously listened to their coaches early on. Slightly after the bell, I don't think you can get a point for that somehow.
Well, your fella did a gentlemanly thing and apologised.
Is that? I'm very impressed with the standard of the techniques, Tom.
Yes, Tom. Yes, they've both been well tutored.
Just keeping the guard up most of the time.
Yes.
Trying to punch straight. Trying to stand strong off the front feet there. Moving around the ring nicely. I've seen more seasoned boxers than these two look less composed.
Yes, for their age, they're both doing very, very well.
They look fit, so they're not tiring. The bundles in energy at that age, though, Tom.
Yes, indeed, yes. And we can see from both boys that this is not their first bout, and I know it's not the first bout either. They've learnt as they've gone on.
And they're quick learners too, because fighting like this in the cadet group, they're going to be fine pugilists later in their career. Still throwing some powerful punches late in the piece and exchanging points. Look to be getting on top Corbin Gillespie of Timaru, but whether he's done enough, we'll have to wait and see. Yes, and Corbin Gillespie takes out the bout, and he too will be seen later in the final in this division.